This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. What a start. Holy moly. You know I always start at 12. You know I always start at 12. But today, look at the time. It's 2:15. Thank God today was a day that I didn't have anything else booked, which I usually start booking things after 2 p.m. because this show's long done after 2, right? Today, the problems that I had technically on this stream, and with the help of Garan Rath and Amand Thompson, we are back. It came to the point where Amand had to just control my computer. Like literally, I said to Amand, I'm going to throw my machine out the window. Unless you can control this thing and make this shit work, I'm leaving. I usually am able to get, with no help, I'm able to get, if there's ever a glitch, I'm able to get it back in 15 minutes or less. In 15 minutes or less, I'm always able to get this stuff back. Always. Always. I didn't start my smoke machine. Let me do that. But also, this is the vibe when you do things live. Like sometimes I have the confidence to do things live and I actually prefer it. Like there's no hiding on a live stream. You really actually get to see my personality. You get to see everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'd rather give you that than give you some sort of a filtered version of me, which is lame. So yeah, the last 2 hours, I was on the phone with Amand for an hour and 15 minutes. And literally I tried on my own for the first 35 minutes before I got Amand on the phone. Garan and I were trying for the first half an hour to try to get it going. And it's all because of this right here. These buttons right here, these buttons control everything. Okay. Without this connected and working, I can't do anything. I literally can't do anything. So, my stream over the 4 years that I've been doing this is, I don't want to say complicated. I want to say it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. It's like a Picasso. So my stream, my live setup, like stream control, you guys being able to control my stream, like, I mean, all of these little nuances that I've added over like 4 years there is no reprogramming. Holy shit, there is no reprogramming. So I apologize. Let's get into today's show. This is Portfolio Lab. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for tuning back in. This is the day of the week that I look at pictures that you're considering for your portfolio. You might not be really sure. You're on the fence about this work. You use me to look at this work and say, absolutely, this should be in your book, or absolutely not. This should not be in your book, and this is why. Go reshoot something. Go shoot something that is at your level. Also, once you start submitting, I see where you are. I see what your level is, whether you're up here or whether you're here. And the goal is to nudge you to the next level. Even I show my flaws. I show my mistakes. And I mean, for me, I just correct them a lot faster. Like I correct them in like 2 frames. Some people do whole photo shoots. They shoot for 10 years and never correct these mistakes. So I'm here to help you correct your mistakes. Let's talk about, first of all, we got some new members. I'm excited about that. Bernadette Kellerman. Bernadette, welcome. Glad you're here. We're going to look at your work very soon. David Dennis, you're new. Welcome, David. Glad you're here. And Argus da Casa. Welcome, Argus. Argus is a new shooter, newly submitting. Welcome to my new people. So let's get into, first of all, Thursday's assignment. I gave you this assignment last week, but just reminding you, Thursday, I'm looking at your statement photographs. We are dealing with photography. I want to see a photo that says 1,000 words. I want you to create a statement photo, a vertical image that makes a bold statement and says 1,000 words. It says 1,000 words. Imagine if you're a people photographer, I want you to be thinking about capturing a subject or a scene that addresses some sort of a social, cultural, personal issue. If you shoot places, document a location that sparks some sort of a conversation or challenges some sort of perception. And if you shoot things, use symbolism, visual metaphors to turn an object, to turn a product into a powerful message. This is a single page vertical cover. This is why this matters. Statement photography positions you as an artist with a voice, helping you stand out and attract clients who are meaningful. So they demand impactful imagery. So let's get it on. Let's talk about today's people, Portfolio Lab. Let's get into it. First of all, Courtney Turner. Courtney says, this is another shot from my session with a buddy's BMW M4 competition. Was wondering this can be added to my portfolio. Thanks in advance for your thoughts and guidance. It's gotten me to this point, and I am more than grateful. Courtney, appreciate you for being here, my guy, and putting your work on the line and getting my input. Nikon Z7, 35mm 1.8, ISO 160 f7, shot at a 40th of a second with natural open shade. Let's take off the shades. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney, let's get it on. All right, let's make my picture here a little smaller because it's still big from this weekend. And then we'll just get rid of me altogether. Okay, Courtney, this is a vibe. Let me look at this as a double. As a double, it's quite clean. It's quite clean. The framing is good. Exposure might need like a little bit of bump. It might just need a little bit of bump. I think that it's under. We'll call this under. That says under. Under by, I'll call this a third of a stop. 1/3. So give me like 30%, 33% more exposure. You can really see the lack of exposure down in here in the shadow detail, down here under the car. I like it though. You can even lower yourself more. You can even get a little bit lower, although I know that you're trying to block this curb from appearing underneath. So I definitely know why you did this. Really good textured wall, really good reflections on the car, the tint. This is a yes for me, Courtney. This is yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 Courtney. Good job. Well done. Well done. All right, Courtney. Yeah, you're improving so well, bro. I'm very proud of you. You're improving like every week. You're improving. This is great. And I'm starting to get a lot of car photographers who watch me, and a lot of car photographers. And it starts with Sean Thomas. Sean, I really helped him develop into such a crazy photographer. Then that brings in Ian Martin, also a car photographer, really helping turn this guy into a killer. And now we have Courtney Turner and Kevin Curtis. Kevin Curtis is next. This is a 2025 Porsche Turbo S with a custom Martini-inspired livery. This is the last one sold in the US and set to be sold, so I had to stay in our parking lot to keep the miles down. I tried to get away from the buildings as much as possible. Shot the A7R4 with a 50mm 1.8 ISO. Am I straight? There we go. ISO 100 f5 at a 40th of a second. This is Kevin Curtis. Kevin, this is something, my guy. Let's look at this as a double. Yes. I'm gonna say again, yes. I'll say one more time, yes. And I'm sure you shot lots of frames. I'm sure you have lots of options. I'm gonna show you what works here. Let me show you what works, especially on this double page. Number one, your framing and your discipline here, Kevin, is next level. Next level. Your horizon line. How your horizon line is really low in the frame. Not claustrophobically low, but low enough. Like you cut your frame in quarters, which is the recommendation that I give as a high-level editorial magazine photographer. You cut your frame in quarters like a savage. And I want you to see what it looks like when you cut. Now that line could go over just a little bit. Let's do it right here. So this is what it looks like when you divide your frame not in thirds, but in quarters. Look at how killer that composition is. Killer. It works. This is like what I'll call textbook. This is so good, Kevin Curtis, that like I can tell how much you leveled up in a single week. And this is mind-bending for me. This is next level. Let's check the focus. Your focus is good. The picture's interesting. And you can also see that you could have pushed in a little and created a couple of different options as far as shots instead of composing on the quarter. Or you still can push down and compose on the quarter. Just give yourself the car like right here. So now the car is a little bit closer, but you see the livery a little bit more, but it's still a high impactful picture, showing you how you punched back just a touch again. And that's something that you can do in post if you wish. You're only cropping in, like, call it 20, not even like 10 or 15%. You know what I mean? And you can see these very, very slight crops that you can do in order to punch in. This is really good, Kevin. I'm very, very, very pleased with your work this week. This is an 11 for me, my friend. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, Javon, welcome, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for becoming a subscriber. Appreciate you. Welcome. All right, guys, you with me? This is Romeo Fowler. Romeo says, hey, creators, this is another frame from the night photo assignment. Fuji X-T3 50mm 1.4 ISO 200 f2.8, shot at a 30th of a second, shot with a single strobe light. This is Romeo Fowler. Romeo, thanks for submitting. Romeo, this hits. Let's look at it as a double. It's tricky because I feel like you're still a little claustrophobically close to the bike. You can see how the framing of the wheel down here versus how much space is here. And if you frame it directly centered, then she's on your gutter. So in this case, you have to pull back. And give yourself a little bit more, like it can still be biased a little bit this way, but center your subject on this side of the frame. It's close, Romeo, and I prefer this frame to the other. I like seeing the helmet. The bike looks killer. She's wearing a cute outfit with the Converse and the wide leg. Wouldn't mind seeing like something also black here, so it doesn't feel like a fashion shoot. It feels more like a motorcycle shoot. If this shirt's black now, and then her pants are black and the helmet's black and pink, like now we have like she's wearing the right kind of murdered out outfit, and a black leather is going to catch the light better than beige knit. Right? And it's also going to make her hair pop just a little bit more. For me, this is close, Romeo. I prefer this to the last one. This is close. It's just the framing in here that I really want you to be watching. Oops, the framing in here and how, like, I really need her to sit like kind of in here. And then again, that pushes your gutter into a weird place. That starts putting your gutter in a place that's a bit weird. So again, closer. I'm not sure if this is exactly it. Just really watch your framing and how much you're tucking your wheels down to the bottom of the frame. For me, this is too close. And this back here and this gutter here, this is all way, way, way too close for an editorial picture. This is close to Romeo. I hope that helps. This is Romeo Fowler. Let's get it on, Romeo. Let's see if I still have a heartbeat. Yeah, we're still alive. All right. Let's see if I can show my hair, if I need a haircut. Definitely need a haircut. I'm going to put this back on so you guys don't get to see that I need to cut my hair. How's that? All right. Next photographer on the block is Alison Dilla. Alison said, inspired by the painting Saint Jerome Writing by Caravaggio, taken before last week's submission, and would now set the ISO lower. Would bring a second light for fill and angle my key light more for background separation. Would also reframe to get his full head, but still think it's a piece for my portfolio. I think it has a place in my portfolio for now. A7R Mark III, 28 to 75, 2.8 at 47, ISO 2500, f9 at a 2/50th of a second. Shot with a single Godox. This is Alison Diller. Alison, thanks for submitting. So a lot of the things that you've said are incredibly necessary. The thing that I'm noticing is just the exposure that's happening in here, the exposure that's happening down here, the shadow detail in here, how you're kind of you're losing his outfit. The kind of mystical, like if this shirt was white, I would kind of see it. But the whole like overall message of the photo, like I'm not really sure how this fits in with who you're trying to get to hire you. This is one individual who seems to be quite into the occult, which then like I'm not sure who that's now attracting, especially speaking to somebody who's not at all into the occult and tries to like avoid that and wear crosses and stuff like that. So for me, I think that it's a bit under the exposure on his face, yes, but some sort of separation, seeing the just ambient on his, like whatever the room lights are, seeing that room light hit his, like this needs to be the same color temperature as the daylight or it looks accidental. And then the black on black, you need to have contrast like any other color than black, so there's separation. Just the way that his head is cropped, of all the different ways that you could have shot like this. I mean, this is an editorial picture and I see its application for the right kind of magazine and the article going here. But just again, the framing, where you're dropping this line and how it could have so easily dropped right exactly on the center. It's just small things, but again, for me, I feel like this needs just a little bit more polish. The exposure starts to get under down here because you can see what true black looks like and how this is kind of gray black, and down here in the shadow detail and over here in the shadow detail, like overall this picture is underexposed. So it's like I wouldn't show it personally. I mean, it's up to you whether you show it or not, but this is not like, it's not, the blacks aren't black enough. Your ISO is too high. And again, you having an emotional attachment to a picture that you think should go in your book because you think it's good enough. I mean, it's cool. Alison, you're going to do what you're going to do. I personally see too many things that are wrong with this picture. And keep in mind, the overall message when you're showing skulls and this kind of stuff is like that kind of messaging. Like you're going to repel a whole client base. You're going to repel a whole client base just by showing like and I mean, you're going to attract a whole bunch of who's like more skulls, more blood, more that kind of stuff, which is fine. But you don't see any of that stuff in mainstream advertising. You don't see any of it in mainstream advertising. So if you want to work within like a fringe, like I get it, but if you want to be a commercial photographer and really like make money, it's why, I mean, I used to swear because a little bit more live because, you know, I'm emphatic and blah, 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 like, you know, but I realized me dropping F-bombs like offended some people, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so I don't want to offend anybody. So I'm just going to stop doing that to the best of my ability. So I'm not offending people. The same thing happens with our work and the type of imagery that we show. So again, it's like, I'm going to show you an example. If you look at the type of work that I show, I don't show any like of that type of imagery. Like I try to do my best to show none of that type of imagery. So you're not going to see any of like my biases or anything like that. Like you just see the people, you know? And even if this is like for a horror film poster, like I didn't put upside down crosses or blood or anything like that, because that to me starts to get into a realm like I don't shoot that. I don't shoot that stuff. I don't believe in it. I don't shoot it. So now I'm going to show you a viewer who watches me still. His name is Sergio Garcia. And Sergio goes all in on that. All in. Like with no deviation. All in. And as far as you could possibly imagine, he makes photos that haunt your dreams. So it's like, for me, like, I'm not saying go this far, but I'm saying when we're doing stuff that's kind of just like an expression of who it is that we're shooting for, and it's like, well, that person just happens to be a Satanist. It's like, okay, cool, but shoot their picture, but don't show it in your book. Because then now, I don't know. Again, Allison, this is all, and I'm not like saying that that's what this guy is, but for me, the imagery, the pen, the skull, the black, like, it looks like he's into some witchcraft shit. So again, for me, like, I just don't try to photograph these kind of people because they don't bring commercial work. I hope all of this helps. And also technically the things that I said, which is why I think that you shouldn't show it. I hope that helps you. And again, it's a bit of a weird review, but yeah, I want you to hear it. Okay, this is Bernadette Kellerman. Bernadette's brand new. Welcome, Bernadette. Photo of my friend took 2 weeks ago. First submission. Thanks, Carty. You're welcome. A7 3 85mm 1.4 shot natural light. This is Bernadette Kellerman. Kellerman. Bernadette. Let's get it on, Bernadette. Thanks for submitting. I appreciate you. So, Bernadette, one thing you're going to hear over and over and over and over again from me is why center focused horizontal? Why center focused horizontal? Why center focused horizontal? When you have the option, if you must hold your camera horizontal, and again, why are you holding your camera horizontal? For a picture that she is the picture, right? She is the picture. There's nothing important on the left and the right of her. So when you bias something dead center, what ends up happening is I can't use this in my magazine because this is what the composition looks like if I put this 2 pages in a magazine. So I would wonder, have you watched my other shows? Have you watched my other shows? Because I seem to say this a lot. This is why, again, here is where her head goes. If you're shooting a horizontal, here's where her head goes. And then here is where the article goes, right? Like, this is where the article goes talking about that person, or you put her on this side, right? And then the article goes over here. Center focused horizontals don't work in any case ever. Next thing, I'm going to show you this horizon line up here. The fact that the horizon line is crooked, what it does is it pulls our eye out of that being a straight line. And also, it doesn't need to be there at all. So let me show you. If you now do this, and that is no longer there. And look at this. And now she's offset. And now I drop that overlay. And look at that. Now that's a portrait. And now it makes sense for the magazine. It makes sense for them to use it. And she's in front of water, but I don't know where she is. There's no, all I see is her. That is all I see. And she's framed in a way that's not claustrophobic. She's not hugging the gutter too much. So that is how I would reimagine this picture. And again, even if you look at this as a whole picture, it's not even centered. Do you know what I mean, Bernadette? So this is discipline. This is the discipline that and also keep in mind, this is a vertical picture. Humans are vertical, faces are vertical. So this is also equally a perfectly strong picture like that, without what's going on above, just her and just her focused on camera with a completely now non-distracting background. So turn your camera vertical. Do that almost every time, because if you're shooting people, magazine covers are vertical. There's not a single horizontal magazine. So I try to teach people how to shoot editorially from the start. Learn how to shoot like you're shooting for a magazine right from the start. So, because magazines aren't going to train you. Magazines don't train you. Oh, now we love your work. Now I'm going to train you how to shoot for it. It doesn't work like that. They only are even people who look like they're shooting for magazines already. Those are the only people that the work stands out to them. Everybody else just looks like they're practicing. So, Bernadette, without being too hard on you, I want you to really lock into the default can't be holding your camera this way. That can't be the default. The default is holding your camera this way, which is why we have a grip on our camera. So you can hold it as comfortably vertical or horizontal. And I don't have my camera out. It's put away, but you've seen me with my camera and my grip. Watch any of the videos that I'm shooting, camera with grip, because I shoot vertical and I shoot horizontal. So without the grip, we default to the most comfortable spot, which is this way, which is horizontal frames, which is not how the world always works. So please shoot horizontal. I mean vertical. That is going to help you greatly. It is a very good effort with light and tone. I just think the framing, just shifting the framing would really, really change your reality. Do that for me, please. And again, this was a horizontal assignment. No, today is Tuesday. So Tuesday you can send me horizontal, vertical. You're brand new, trying to develop your portfolio, knowing when to shoot horizontal and when to shoot vertical is a superpower. It's a superpower. So if you look at my work and see, like, there's times, yes, even I break my own rules where I shoot center focused horizontals. These are main bold web specific shot for websites, and billboards. Yes, billboards can also be very bold like this, but I want you to see the majority are, and again, this was shot for a video thumbnail because it was client video that I shot. I just want you to notice all the horizontals, not that many. I want you to notice the verticals. There are many verticals. And when I shoot horizontal editorially, like for a magazine, I absolutely shoot it like offset. This was shot for a website, so it was less. And again, I shot this a few years ago before I really locked in these rules. So I shot a lot for CBC where they almost asked for center focused horizontals, but now if you just look at the work, you really see it's heavily biased on offset left or right, and heavily biased on vertical magazine covers. So and then when you see the tear sheets and see how that work is applied, well, then you see, yes, I do vertical billboards and vertical billboard and vertical billboard. Like, I do lots of stuff. I mean, horizontal billboards is what I'm trying to say. I do lots of horizontal. I do lots of squares. I do lots of CD covers. So you get to see the work applied. So it kind of really dials in the, like, why we shoot so much vertical. Because most of the uses are vertical, a majority of them. Okay. I hope that helps you. That was Miss Bernadette Kellerman. Bernadette, thank you for submitting. Don't stop. Keep it going. Keep it going. Please submit more. Bernadette Kellerman. Let's go, Bernadette. All right. This is David Dennis. David's also new. This picture was shot on Sunday in Boca Raton. This is a product shot. Okay. D750, 50 millimeter 1.4, ISO 100. Shot at 1.4. Shot at 1.4. Please don't shoot at 1.4. ISO 100, shot at 800th of a second. This is natural light. This is David Dennis. David. So, let me just make sure that this is David Dennis. So you're telling me that this is a product shot, but then you're not showing me a product shot. You're showing me a lifestyle picture. David, this is not a product photo. This is a car meet with a girl wearing an orange dress posing in front. So there's a lot of things wrong with this photo. First of all, you thinking it's a product photo, that's the first thing that's wrong with you. With this is thinking that this is a product photo when it's a lifestyle photo. The second thing is shooting wide open. Because when you shoot wide open, what ends up happening is out of focus. You get out of focus pictures when you shoot wide open. And even if you think it's in focus, it's actually not, because like the tolerance of 1.4 is so narrow. Like, so that's the set, like, we don't need to shoot this at 1.4. Like, f4 is more than fine and would give you the exact same effect in the background. This is a snapshot. And I want you to understand that this is a snapshot, David. You can't talk me into telling me. And again, when you said this is a product photo, I'm like, let me be the judge of that. Okay, you don't get to tell me what kind of a photo. I'm telling you, this is a lifestyle photo. This isn't a product photo at all. So, and if you see my chat is saying this is definitely a lifestyle photo. This is not a product photo. And so from there, it really comes down to this, David. You need to do phase 0, because you need to know who you are as a photographer. You need to know who you are as a photographer, because I don't think that you know the difference between product photography and lifestyle photography. I'm going to show you a product photographer. This is Garan Rath. Garan Rath is a product photographer. There is no question that products is what he shoots. This is a product photographer. And you see my chat talking about shooting wide open. Wide open is like, it's not a thing that anybody in the know does. It's not a thing that anybody who's in the know, we're not shooting wide open. So, stop watching other YouTubers. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm showing you a product photographer. This is a product photographer. This is a car shot as a product. It is not a snapshot. The car didn't exist there. He put it there. Product photography. So when we're saying that we're product photographers, or when we're saying that this is a product, well, this is not. This is a car meet, and this is taking a picture. And what I'm trying to teach is making pictures, not taking them. Like, something's happening. You didn't put that car there, or the one beside, or the one over there. Like, you didn't set this up. This existed, and you went in there and placed your lady with the orange next to the orange, and you snapped a picture. So, product photography is concepted and executed. And it's concepted and executed. Lit, set design, like it's so different. Lifestyle photography is what that is. So my suggestion is phase 0. Get phase 0 so you actually know what it is that you like, so you can actually break down your niche and what it is that you're trying to shoot. So yeah, like I can only help you when I know what kind of a photographer that you're trying to be. For me, this picture composed okay, like definitely cover composition, and you shot it in such a way that works as an 8x10, but it's not a lifestyle picture. And I mean, it's not a product shot. It is a lifestyle picture. And I hope this, I hope this locks in, that again, if you're trying to shoot lifestyle, I can help you shoot lifestyle, but I can't help you shoot lifestyle if you think lifestyle photography is product photography. Like, I need you to understand the actual definitions first. Phase 0 will help you greatly. You're in Portfolio Lab. I'm trying to help you develop your work. It's pointless developing your work unless I'm developing your work with the means to an end, meaning building a portfolio to serve a very specific audience. So as soon as you help me understand what you're trying to do as a photographer, then I can help you with the work. So phase 0, I will say for the 3rd time for you, David Dennis will help you greatly, because this is not a product shot. David, thanks for submitting. Go weary of telling the master what kind of a photo you are showing me. I know what kind of a photo I'm looking at. All right. This is this is Natalie Bennett. So not a Mr. at all. Natalie Bennett. This image was taken in studio with a young model. I'm thinking about adding this image to my book. R6 Mark II, 85mm 1.2, ISO 400, 1/60th of a second. You're still shooting slow on the shutter speed, Natalie. 85mm, 1/85mm, which means an 85th of a second. You're still shooting at a 60th, which is still too slow. Okay? I'm zeroing in on exactly what you're doing, and I'm telling you right now, it's 1/, the longest focal length of the lens. If you're shooting with an 85mm, that's 1/85. That means don't shoot it at 60th, because you're going to get camera shake, especially with the 85, because it's heavy, and it's top heavy. All right, this is Dr. Natalie Bennett. Natalie, thank you for submitting. So this is body language, pose, and model issues for me in these, those are the 3 main issues that I have. It's the pose, where she's trying so incredibly hard to be a model. She's trying to pose, but I've said quite a few times over the last little bit that the new pose is no pose. The new pose is no pose. The whole, I'm like this, she's trying too hard. And if she wasn't trying hard, the picture now, it elevates. But because she's posing, and again, I feel like I talk about this, Natalie, I talk about the posing, although technically this is looking it's looking better, it's sharper, but it's underexposed. Because you can see when I look in here, the grain, that's underexposure, especially if you're shooting at ISO 400. If you're shooting at ISO 400, this is not what the grain looks like at ISO 400 with an R6. This is not what it looks like. And then seeing the blurring that you're doing around her lips, I see this, Natalie. You have to see that this isn't acceptable. Literally, this blurring that's happening around here, this is I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it. You can't, and again, you're not putting a fast one over on me. It's hurting you. It's just hurting you. That blur I see at this distance. So when I really zoom it in, then I really see it. So don't use the blur tool. And also, this is underexposed. So that means your exposure and nailing and understanding your exposure, this is off by like, I'm going to call it a full stop. So, Natalie, I'm trying to help you, Natalie, but I feel like you need some one-on-one technical help. You need some one-on-one technical help because like we're really missing the mark on this. The skin is like literally white. So it's overexposed. The skin is overexposed. Like her skin is brighter than the white jeans behind. Like there's a lot of things wrong. The way that her hand is going out, she's cupping her hand. Like there's just too many things wrong with this image, Natalie. Please do not use it for your portfolio. Thank you for submitting. Yes, today, guys, we started late. I had some technical issues with my stream control. It takes a lot to do this. There's lots of buttons. There's lots of things to make this, which is OBS, work. And yeah, it's not simple to do this. Like my setup is incredibly complicated. I've simplified it as much as I can, but sometimes there's glitches. And today I had a massive one. All right, this is Mr. Mike Graves. Went to redo this one and get the composition correct. Can this go to in my portfolio as is? A9, 50 millimeter, 1.8, ISO 100, f7.1 at 1/160th of a second. This is 1/160th of a second. Yes, this is shot daylight, and this is Mike Graves. Mike, thanks for submitting. Let's look at the focus first, Mike. The focus is good. I wish that this guy who's behind, I wish that this guy here who is riding directly behind was riding here. So there was like 1, 2, 3. So it was balanced properly. Because now there's 2 bikes that you see, but like this other guy is not visible. This is how it works as a double page. So you can see like you kind of want him to center himself in the lane. If he was centered in the lane instead of hugging the yellow, and if this guy was centered in the lane, then it would make more sense. And then you could have this guy in the back riding on this lane. These are all hard instructions to do when you're making such a difficult picture. For me, why horizontal? Why horizontal? Why horizontal? When you can get the exact same thing, the exact same feeling vertically. Like literally this picture, just do this. And now you're not dealing with the gutter. And where do you put the center line? Now that's your picture. And then it makes more sense. Do you know what I mean? Or you can offset it that way. And then it makes more sense. And then the cover goes there. Like it doesn't need to be a horizontal because there's nothing important over here. There's nothing important over here. There's nothing important over here. I get everything that I need just in here. So this is one of those lessons as to like when you shoot a horizontal and why. When you shoot the horizontal and why. And when you hold your camera horizontal and why. Like it keeps coming back to, I see often people holding their camera horizontal in sort situations where they never need to be doing that. And if you had a grip, it'd be as comfortable to hold it vertical. So for me, again, it's close, but compositionally, I would remake this a vertical. You're going to lose a lot of it. And again, it's still like it's a snapshot. It becomes a snapshot because we have this guy in the back doing like, hey, and like that kind of now takes like, again, I'm like, I don't know if this goes in your book. I don't know if this fits in your book because I don't know who you're trying to be as a photographer and who you're trying to sell yourself to. For me, like compositionally, this misses. You're trying to shoot a picture like this for your portfolio. I don't know if this guy is like doing such a trick that could like end his life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you're promoting. Like, so there's just a lot of like lack of understanding here as far as what it is that you're trying to say. And who is your customer? Who's your customer? Who is going to hire you to make this photo? Who's going to hire you to make this photo? Who's it for? That's the question. So help me understand who's going to hire you to make this kind of a photo. Who's going to hire this? Because there's not a brand that's specific. Like, is the motorcycle company going to hire you and advise people to surf on the top of their motorcycles? Well, no, they're never going to do that. Like, well, are these individuals who are they bikers? Are they going to hire? Well, they don't value photography enough to pay you your rate. So it becomes like, who is this for? Who's this for? You know what I mean? It's just daredevils on the back road. You shot a great picture, cool, but I don't know if it serves you commercially. And what we're trying to do here is make work that gets work. And I don't think that this would get you work. I hope that helps. It's something we always have to ask ourselves. Who would hire me to do this? Who could hire me to do this? Who would hire me to do this? And for me, that picture, Mike, I don't know the answer to that question. It's dangerous. No client is going to pay you high-end money to do something dangerous with their products that they'd get sued if people went out and did. So it's like, this is the like high level thinking that I'm thinking about when it comes to the work that we make. It's got to be high level thinking. If it's not, then it's low level thinking. And then you're just attracting people, and people don't have money. They don't have budgets. Companies, that's who you're trying to attract. And if you're not attracting them, then what's the point? Fabian, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, 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 welcome. Little smoke for Fabian, little dance for Fabian. Welcome, Fabian. Thank you for becoming a member. Fabian, good for you. Smart, smart, smart. All right. So Mike Graves, yeah, this doesn't work for me, mister. And again, these are the kind of questions that you have to be asking yourself. They're super important. All right. On to Kyle Kiono. Sony A7 IV, 50 millimeter 1.4, ISO 100, f4, shot at 30 full seconds. This is Kyle Kiono. Kyle, thanks for submitting. So you got all hyped on light painting and then you made a mess. You made a mess. Eric, hey, thanks for the $1. Eric, I appreciate you for the donation. Appreciate you, Eric. Look, Eric super chatted, everybody. Eric, thank you. There you go. Appreciate you, my guy. Kyle, this is a mess, bro. It's duplicated. There's too much of like, there's too much burning. It's just the wrong spot, bro. It's just not it. This isn't it. Like, that's not something that can go in your book. This looks like somebody who's just testing something. You are just trying to figure something out. When you're just trying to figure something out, that doesn't get to go in your portfolio. It's also not formatted in a way that it's not a horizontal, it's not a vertical. You've kind of pre-cropped this for me. So you're not really giving me the whole picture. This isn't it, dude. This is not it, Kyle. And again, if you're going to try light painting, I showed you one technique. Instantly, you're jumping the ship. You're not thinking of like, you're just like, okay, I'm going to now do that. But like, would a client pay you to make this picture? Like, would a client pay you to make this mess, Kyle? Come on. This is a no bueno. No, a client would not pay you to make that picture. And when you're looking at, examples of light paint, like I've seen it done so well, and I put like a lot of effort to try to make like the light painting that I show like a little bit profound. Like, it's a little bit disciplined, and I'm not trying to also show a person, because you can't have a person still for 30 seconds. It doesn't work without additional light, without a flash source. So it's like, are you trying to do this, or are you trying to do like a multiple shots on the same frame, which I'm going to show you this? Well, then you need to use Flash, Studio Flash, because you're not doing that either. right? So seeing the example and seeing what's going on in here on the face, seeing these hot spots, Kyle, and it just looks like scribbles. It just looks like scribbles. And again, I appreciate it, but you're trying to take a super far advanced technique, and just because you saw it, you're like, okay, I'm doing that now. And now you're like, is this good enough, my portfolio? It's like, bro, I've worked on that for 20 years. 20 years. Worked through so when I do it, it's going to be at a higher level. And if you're just practicing and just trying, it's not going to be good enough to go in your portfolio the first time, the first try, the first frame. So submitting this to me and asking for a review when it looks like this, come on, Kyle, you know the answer. You know the answer to this. You know the answer. This is you trying to like sprint before you've learned to walk. So again, simple, classic, easy to execute photography, so I can keep pushing you up as far as if you're now trying to reach so far, like, well, you're missing. And again, do not submit just because I want to submit something. Don't do that to me. Don't, like, it's wasting my time. Don't make me look at this stuff and then tell you how shit it is. Like, that's now unfair to me when I believe that you know the answer to that already, Kyle. Come on. Like, don't just submit just to be a part of the show, just to have something in front of me. Unless it's work that you know is worthy of going in your book. Go make that work. Don't play around and then submit it on game day. It doesn't make things go over, and it kind of just pisses me off. All right, Kyle, that's a no for me, if that's not clear. It's a no. This is Argus. Argus is new. Welcome, Argus. This is my first planned outdoor portrait session with a model, shot in October. So over 7 months ago. Argus, I need to see where you are today, not 7 months ago. It's about to be June, October, November, January, February, March, April, May, June. Like, have you not gotten better since then? So shoot something for me. Do that. Show me where you are right now, because I'm about to critique where you were 9 months ago. All right. This is Argus, and at your last name, Dakahaz. I'm going to just call you Argus. Okay. I can't say your last name unless you phonetically spell it for me. This is Argus. Okay. Argus. Couple things off the top. Center focused horizontal first. Second, cropped to 8x10. That's why there's an inch missing on either side. Third, it's underexposed. So I need to understand what kind of a photographer you are. And then also the bandana across the face. Like, I don't understand why she has the bandana when you could be like, I just don't understand the idea. So because this is where you are with your pictures and you're sending me something from, well, I'm going to send back to you is phase 0, which I need to know who you are as a photographer, what audience or niche you're trying to serve. Like, you need to ask those questions. And number one, who would hire you to take a blindfolded picture? And why is it horizontal? When magazines are vertical, movie posters are vertical, like most uses are vertical. So it doesn't work compositionally. It's also underexposed. I'm going to call it half a stop because it's backlit, because you're aiming into the sun, because the sun just set, you're aiming in this way. And that's why the sky's white, because you're aiming into the sun. And then why this is underexposed is because the camera sees this as bright and then gives you this as an underexposure. And you have to know that when you backlight, you have to use exposure compensation in order to fix that. And then also, there is no cropping on horizontals, so you can't center focus them. You have to bias them left or right. And the 8x10, we don't make anything 8x10, especially not horizontals. We don't make horizontals 8x10 because 8x10s, they don't work 10x8. It's an 8x10, not a 10x8. This is a 10x8. And 12 by 8 is 2 pages in a magazine? Exactly. Which is why we can't crop a horizontal, which is why we don't also drop center focus things in the horizontal. So for me, I feel like I'm repeating myself. For people who are signing up, it's, if you're new, watch my old photo reviews, because if you're not watching the thing, like the mistakes that that people make over and over and over and over again, like when you are now making those same, like when you're making like the same mistakes that I literally I just corrected, like, but you're not watching my other shows. You just watched one and then signed up, and it's like, then now I see like a flood of the same mistakes. And then you're also submitting me work from 9 months ago. Is this your best, bro? Is this your best? Like, imagine if you're a comedian. It's like, yeah, I'm a comedian. Okay, so let me hear a minute. And you're like, okay, let me give you something I wrote last year. No, dude, what did you write last week? What did you write today? What does your work look like today? Like, that's what I want to know. And lastly, this is for everybody who's participating and submitting. If you're not buying magazines, you are producing work with subpar ideas. I'm going to say that straight. Your ideas are weak because you're not flooding your ideas, your eyes with other people's amazing ideas. Magazines are a book of proven ideas. How many people do you think have to validate an image before it goes on the cover of Vogue? How many people? How many people? Probably 10, 15, 20. How many people have to validate a picture that goes on the internet? 0, which means it's the wild, wild west. So if you're finding your inspiration on the internet and not in a print, here's another thing. What's the highest frequency of photography? Photography in print is the highest frequency. It's the highest use case. Print is the highest level of use for photography. Underneath that, web, print or web? Like, what's higher? Print. So if you're not looking at print, then you're only shooting for web, and that's low frequency. It's low frequency. Only the top photographers shoot print. Everyone else shoots for social. You know what I mean? So you've seen how many print campaigns I've shot. It's because I'm an insane person and I care this much and I notice this much nuance. So for me, this picture doesn't work for so many reasons. I need a new swing and I need new work. I need you now to go watch my last 3 photo review shows and then go make me something. Go shoot something for me. Do not send me old work. That is Argus. Thank you so much, Argus, for submitting. All right, my accelerator. My accelerator is starting. It is starting on June the 22nd. June the 7th is the cutoff date for applications. Application to get into the Professional Photographers Accelerator is phase 0, meaning you need to do phase 0 and send that completed phase 0 as a PDF to accelerator@thecartymethod.com. I'm going to show you where you find my accelerator. Simple. Just go right here, accelerator. Click that. And then if you want to watch the info session, give me your email, click this thing right here, and I'll send you the info session via email. But my accelerator is the ultimate. Let me show you some people who are in my accelerator. Nick Johnson, in my accelerator. And again, look at the level of work that Nick Johnson is doing. This is Nick. He's in my accelerator. I'll show you another one. Joseph Baldwin, in my accelerator. This guy doing an insane level of work in my accelerator. Let me show you someone else. Daniel Van Cleef, in my accelerator, doing, and notice websites, they all have super tight industry standard websites, all producing high-end work. Let me show you someone else in my accelerator. D3, where is Doyle? Doyle Daniels. Dude, I can never figure out Doyle Daniels' website, dude. It just gives me a fucking it gives me a headache every single time with this domain. Like when I type Doyle Daniels, it never comes up. It makes me nuts. Truly, it makes me nuts. So yeah, Doyle, I can't. Here it is. DCD dot. This is. I do not get it. Doyle, another one in my accelerator. Doyle Daniels. It's still DCD dot photos. Like I can't reconcile that domain. I can't. Whenever I'm showing it, it just never comes up to me. Calligraphy, Ridgely. He's in my accelerator program. So, like, I don't know how else to stress it. Like Garan Rath, he's in my accelerator program. I don't understand how else to stress it, how important this is, and how it changes careers overnight. Like the level of work that comes out and the business understanding. It's like I teach these shooters how to see the matrix. And if you see the result, like you actually see the results. Go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator and please register so you can watch the demo, so you can watch the info session. Fix yourself. Do phase. If you do phase 0, as a matter of fact, if you watch the info session, I'll give you a coupon code for 100% off phase 0. So I'll give you $47. Okay. Because that's how much it costs. You can have it here, have it for free. Do the info session. And I'll give you a coupon code. It's going to change your life. It's 18 weeks. It starts on the 22nd. By the end of July, your head will be like, but yeah, it just does it. Guys, that's my accelerator. I was told to talk about it because I haven't been talking about it enough. Try to get in. I have like a 13% acceptance rate. All right, let's get into Durrell Scott. Durrell, Canon, sorry. I don't know. Can someone look at my show notes here and reconcile what this is here? Okay. Shot with the Canon R6 with a 24-70 2.8 at 50 millimeter. ISO 100 at 1/320th of a second without telling me the f-stop. Okay, this is Durrell Scott. Durrell, thanks for submitting. So this was from this fashion show that you went to. We did have a conversation about this. Compositionally, I mean, again, this is a fashion lady. It's compositionally strong, except for the bottom of the picture. You can see you've left so much space up here, which is good for masthead, but you're cropping her shoes, bro. You're cutting her shoes. You can see how, like, imagine if they were $10,000 Christian Louboutin and they were part of this whole outfit, and then you crop them off. Like the photographer would, or the client would be like, great image, but he cut off the shoes. The client's going to be so pissed off. So again, technically, okay. It's in focus. The light is okay. I mean, what this lady is doing with her outfit and all that stuff, like I'm not going to make any comments on that. The only thing I'm going to want you to watch is the feet. This is really important. The framing is okay. It's still just event photography. Durrell, we talked at length on how you can elevate this from it being this. You need to elevate it from it being this because I've seen this type of photography before. I talked to you at length as to how to do it. Watch the feet. Make sure you're not cropping. I hope this helps. Keep going. Keep submitting so I see where you are right now. Okay? All right. That is Durrell Scott. This is Mr. Daniel Van Cleef. So, tattoo session, I struggled getting her eyes. She was obviously focused. I had good shots for personal projects. Let me see about this one. Fuji X Pro 3 35mm ISO 800 4.5 1/350th of a second. This is Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel, I appreciate you submitting. So I feel like I need you to move back just a little bit, because I want you to see what this looks like as an 8x10. Let me take this and open this up to there. Did you pre-crop this already, Daniel? You did you pre-cropped this for me already. Please give me the whole frame, Daniel. Please give me the whole frame. I'm here feverishly trying to crop it down, but you've already cropped it to 8x10, and I'm asking to give me the whole frame. Okay, please. I've said this before. Please give me the whole frame. I need to see what it looks like. It's hard for me to see what it looks like as a cover if you don't give me the whole frame. As you guys can see, I'm getting frustrated. I'm frustrated today because of how long it took me to get this show started, and I get frustrated when I see I see the same mistakes over and over again. I get frustrated. I try to not get frustrated. Daniel, you're one of my aces. You're one of my aces. So, like, this is like, if you don't crop it, I approach this whole thing with like this whole other perspective, but now you can see for the first 3 minutes I've been talking about the fact that you've cropped this image, and we've been here before. So stop that, please. It's great. The light is good. I would have preferred her hair to be pushed back, so you can see a little bit more of her shoulder tattoos. Some of the postering and stuff like this in the background is a little distracting. I would love you to just clone this out, so at least then I'm just seeing this poster and this one. Imagine if it was just a white background or a white wall, it would be a little bit boring. But personally, I'm not seeing enough of what's going on here. You're giving me like 2 inches of subject that she's tattooing. So I would love to see just a little bit more of that. And I'd love to see the whole frame without cropping. I hope that helps. Samuel Salick. Another long try. Another exposure. Another long. Okay, I can't speak anymore. I'm not gonna read any of your text anymore. I'm over talking. A7 16 to 35 millimeter 2.8 ISO 800 f9 at 10 seconds. This is Samuel Salling. Samuel, thank you for submitting. I appreciate you. So, I don't understand the light painting in this context. I don't understand the light painting. If this is a runner running through, then I need exposure on the runner so I can see that it's a runner running through, or I need a flash pop so I can see this is where they are now and this is where they were. And then I see the point of light here and I see the point of light, so I get the context. This is just a building, but then with just a squiggly line in front of it. Like it now just takes me out of what it is that is happening behind this squiggly line. And the execution, I swear to God, I shouldn't have shown light painting, because now it's like, now this is becoming kitschy. It's becoming a joke. It's not being used in a way that like I was really hoping to see it get used. It's just being used as like a novelty. Okay, so I have a boring picture, so let me squiggle light through it to make it more. This is not acceptable, Samuel. And for me, from how far you were last week and how far like I was like flipping out with what you delivered, for me now, the location uninspired and the idea uninspired. So you went from like an 11 to now a 6. And again, it's no bueno. No bueno. No. If you're going to use light painting, you need to use like, again, this is a super advanced thing that's not necessary for what you're trying to do with your type of photography. It just ends up being a waste of time. And I get frustrated because what it looks like to me is like, picture, okay, now let me just do that. Okay, now it's an 11. It's like, no, dude. Like, there's no idea behind those squiggles. So that, for me, frustrates me, especially with how long you've been with me. This is not a thing, and this can't go in your book. It looks childlike. All right, this is Ramon Trotman. Sony A7 IV Tamron 70 to 182.8, ISO 100, f8, 1/25 of a second, with a Godox and a V flat. This is Ramon Trotman. Ramon, thanks for submitting. I think he's a bit too close to this pop-up background. He's too on top of it because I'm seeing the wrinkles. You're not getting any depth of field. He's too on the background. For me, like, the shirt I don't love, but again, if he loved, like, this shirt I would never pick because it's too busy. Yeah, for me, Ramon, the issue that I have here is just your aesthetic styling choices. Like, his pants are like, and the pose. And again, it's just like this look on his face, like, you want this? Like, it's just that I don't understand. Like, what is it for? If this is a fashion picture, like, this isn't it. You're not showing his fashion because he's sitting down. I can't see his shoes. I can't see the cut of his pants. Like, the shirt being open, it is just saying, I have abs and you don't. So that's like an ego thing. And then it comes to, like, what are you selling? Are you selling underwear because he's an underwear model? No, he's wearing pants. Are you selling that shirt? It's like, well, no, because it's not in season. It's not like the cutting edge of what's happening right now. So then I don't know what you're just selling him. So then is this a fashion picture? Well, if it's a fashion picture, I'm going to ask you to open any model's fashion portfolio right now and think if this would be good enough to be in it. For me, this is just a studio light test. It's not far enough. Do you remember how I freaked out last week when you submitted? Do you remember how I freaked out last week? Like, this isn't that. This, for me, is back on it's ego driven. It's not client driven. It's not like, I want a magazine to see this, and it's not client driven. This is just to please this guy. And pleasing this guy is pretty fucking easy because he doesn't know photography. Pleasing this guy is much harder. And for me, this is not it. It's too easy. And again, I don't know what it's saying. And again, the reason that I can speak at this level with you, Ramon, is because you're in my accelerator. At this point, the work that we should be making speaks directly to one client type that is going to result in definitely like a result. This is only speaking to girls who are into guys who look like him, so they can drool looking at his abs. You're just feeding his ego. You're not needed in that. Let him shoot these pictures on his phone. What I need you to make is pictures that will get you commercial work and elevate you above, so you don't have to shoot this kind of work that is ego driven. I hope that helps you. Removing ego from photography is something that's so difficult, bro. It's so difficult. It's such a nuanced thing. Like, shooting without ego with a purpose in mind, which it goes beyond like, look how good this girl looks. Look how good this guy, like, I need more. And your clients need more than just, here's this guy. It has to be more. This is Rinska. I'd love to get your opinion on this photo. I'm on the fence as to whether to include it in my book. D850 70 millimeter, ISO 320, 7.1, 1/250 of a second. After a show like today, no one's gonna join. They're gonna think that I'm a fucking asshole. It is what it is. This is Rinska van der Hout. Rinska, thanks for submitting. So the crop is wrong. And I want you to see where you're cropping and where his hands fall. Like, you're cropping dead waist, but like, if you're going to crop dead waist, then his hands can't be dead straight. His hands have to be doing something. They have to be doing something, because then when they're dead straight, Well, then you have to move back and crop him 3/4, because if not, you're cutting his hands off, which is what you're doing here. So the hand crop like that, you understand, all you need to do is move back 2 feet. It makes no difference to the aesthetics of the picture, or have him go like this. So now it makes sense for why you're cropping there. But cutting his hands the way they are just is like, it makes me, it gives you those isms. The next thing is the moire effect. The moire effect is happening because of the ribbing in this shirt. Now, we're not going to notice that this shirt has black and white vertical lines because it's just a shirt. There is no stripes. But there is, because it's ribbed. And because it's ribbed, now when I go here and make it smaller and make it smaller and make it smaller, now it does this little digital dance, which is called the moire effect. And that it doesn't matter now how big like this. You see how the moire effect is happening all through here? All of this is moire. And watch how when I go like this, it dances. It's the ribbed shirt. So as hard as that is to do, like we have to be we got to look at fabrics that close, because this moire effect, this exists digitally on every time that this file goes out. And look at what it looks like when it's small. Once you make it really small, like when it's actually small, it is just a moire shirt. So imagine when they look at it on their Instagram, and then when they scroll it, it actually, the shirt dances. So this is something that, again, we have to be watching. I know that you didn't even think that would be a factor, but again, it's just the things that we have to be thinking about. Also has to do with how we're lighting it. But the moire effect is virtually impossible to get rid of. You cannot make it go away. What we can do is just be hyper disciplined about not shooting stripes, patterns. So Rinska, the light is good. There's mistakes because his head is too high up his head is like, I mean, his head is cropped well, but still, like, because I was zoomed in, sorry. But I do need you to cross his arms or do something, or like back up so his hands aren't cropped like that. You see the moire when you're seeing it full screen. It's small things. For me, if you had some other image, like back further or some other pose with this crop, I would say yes. And also eye contact. Where is he looking? Where is he looking? You're in a studio. Have him look at you. Like eye contact. I talk about eye contact so much. Eye contact, please. Guys, I'm grumpy today. I'm frustrated. I had a frustrating start to my stream. I was in tech support and having my computer controlled for 2 hours. And also, bottom line, I need you guys to try harder. You know what I mean? So all of that in combination, you're getting a crusty stream today. I apologize. Canon R3. This is Marcus Mack. R3, 50 millimeter, ISO 100 f9, 1/60th of a second. This is with one newer battery powered strobe. This is Marcus Mack. Marcus, the first thing that I'm going to say is white balance. White balance. This picture is incredibly blue. Look at my skin and look at how blue that picture is. The white, look at the t-shirt and look at the shadow detail in the t-shirt and how blue the shadows are down here. This blueness is color balance. So the color balance isn't right. Next, he's really biased to the right, to the point where he's actually too far to the right. Because you can see now when I lay my double page, like how claustrophobically close he is to here. Like this is close, too close, Marcus. You've heard me say that before, right? You've heard me say, and then look at the distance to here. So we've talked about this too. So you're in my accelerator. This is not acceptable. It's not good enough. And his face is blue. It needs to be warm, but it's cold. And if you're using outdoor strobe, then this background should be darker. Why is it brighter than what this is? Which means the settings on your strobe isn't bright enough. So there's quite a few mistakes here, Marcus. This for me isn't it. I'd like to see other poses from this, and I really need you to lock in the double page composition, because this is definitely not it. All right, that's Marcus Mack. Ignore me. Watch any other show than this one today. I swear I'm going to delete this after I've done these photo reviews. I'm too crusty. I'm just repelling people at this point. This is Joshua Haney. R6, 85mm, f2, ISO 800, f4, 1/25 of a second. Just shot with a single strobe. This is Joshua Haney. Joshua, thanks for submitting. Appreciate you. Let's look at this as an 8x10. Sorry, wrong monitor. There we go. So, as an 8x10, yes. Let's hide that. Oops. Go back to main. Sorry, I broke it. I hit a button by accident. Sorry, guys. Exposure-wise, it feels just a touch bright, Joshua. And again, her face low. Like, I need this subject to look at camera, because because her face is down. Like, when my face is here, you see this much of my face top to bottom. When my face is like this, you see less of my face because of the angle of my head. This is what's happening with this. It's like, this is what's, for me, like, her hands are in front of her face, her hair's in front of her face, and her head's down. So we're losing complete brand identity. Her eyes are down. I need eye contact. I need something to pull me out of feeling like I'm a voyeur looking at this picture, and she's engaging the viewer, which means she has to look at you. So for me, there's too many hair blow, hands up, look down. There's too many variations that are making it, that are pulling me out of this picture. If I look at the rest of your work, like eye contact makes such a difference. This for me is one of those pictures where eye contact would have made a huge difference. Show me another edit, Joshua. Show me another edit where she's looking at camera, and please bring the exposure down a touch. It's like her skin is not quite as bright as the white, but it's close. Show me another frame. I hope that helps. Yeah, today I should have just not done today's show. But again, the photos don't go away. Photos don't go away. Like, people's photo reviews don't go away. I just, yeah, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I'm a human person. Sometimes I get frustrated. I'm a human. It happens. All right. This is Nick Johnson. R5, 50mm 1.2, 1/400 of a second, 3.2 at ISO 400. Natural light and a silver bounce. No retouching, straight to camera. Nick Johnson. Nick. Okay, head's a bit high in the frame. If you look at this as 8x10 first, you can see if I push this up. Yes, I can use this way, but any chance of this being a cover, Nick, like, you can see, like, she's way up in the frame, and that bend of her knee, this is not necessary to keep. Like, you sacrifice the top of her, like, you sacrifice that space to keep that bend where you could have easily cropped there and moved up and given space for Vogue and not lost anything from the photo. Exposure here is under. I'm going to call this a third. I'm going to need a little bit more exposure. I would up the exposure until we just start losing detail here. But also, because you're not using fill, how hot it is on her hair, we're losing a little bit in her hair. So perhaps some shadow highlight to kind of improve that white area. For me, I would have moved her in front of the tree or over somewhere where I didn't have this extra bit of light, because now that opens a whole other can of worms, which is the highlights that are happening up here and on her hair, because you're not going to be able to recover that back. I just avoid that. And you can see just how bright that background is versus how her skin, and then her skin is under. So then you have to bring the exposure up, which brings the whole exposure up, which makes that highlight even worse. In this case, Nick, because that brightness is white, and that makes this the thing that I see before I see that. I see the background, then I see her shirt, then I see her. So for me, and then the horizon line going like through her neck, like I'm not exactly loving this compared to all the other stuff that I've seen you do, and this other stuff that's on your book. So I would like to see other edits, because this particular one, for those reasons, is not my favorite. I hope that helps. All right. Nick Johnson. This is Joseph Baldwin. EOS R, Canon EOS R, 50mm 1.4, ISO 160. Sorry, ISO 200, a 60th of a second at f8. Shot with an 8200 with a grid modifier and gold reflector. This is Joseph Baldwin. Joseph, thanks for submitting. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on under here. What's that here? Yeah, just for me, Joseph, it feels like two backgrounds. It feels like it's a black background down here, and then it's a white background up here. So for me, like, I'm going to ask you to like choose one or the other, either shoot her on black or shoot her on white. And then the white's not quite white. This kind of feels a bit cream. Yeah, I'm not 100% here. Her head angle, I want her head angle to be a little bit straighter. Her hair's back. We had conversations about girls and their hair being back and why it looks so much better when it's down. Like for me, I'm not grabbing this picture, Joseph. And yes, I did see the moire effect on the last photo with Nick. I did see that, Courtney. So yeah, Joseph, there's a couple of reasons here that this isn't working. Her hair is it just looks too like just throwback. She just looks like she's hostess, but then it's not in context because it's shot in the studio. This, for me, looks like it's an idea that's not quite fully developed yet, Joseph. This is not it for me. Mr. Baldwin, thanks for submitting. Calligraphy Z8 85mm ISO 1000 f2 at 1/100th of a second. f2. Okay. This is Calligraphy Ridgely. Calligraphy, thanks for submitting. Calligraphy, this is idea, I understand, but light, no. You can't do this without lighting it, because existing light means now the pot lights that are up here, which are aiming straight down, which then shadow his brow and then create this shadow with then his big eyeballs and then these eyelashes. The brow of his rim, the rim of his brow, his eyeball, and then his eyelashes are shadowing on his face. That's the first thing that I see. I can't see anything else. So the light, if you lit him, well, then now your light in this situation overpowers that. And now it's your light here. What's going on under here for me? And then it's that cream light because it's not daylight balanced quite, or it's tricky to balance because you're not lighting. It's really hard to get the color balance, although you're trying to get the color balance of the shoe. But then you see like the whole thing kind of just feels that creamy kind of a vibe. This is an interesting idea, composition, editorial, yes. Light, absolutely not. So the light is why we can't use this shot, Calligraphy. This is, as soon as he sits down and looks at camera and you see that butterfly, those raccoon eyes, he stands up and you're like, sorry, this isn't the spot. Let's go somewhere else. So yeah, this isn't the spot. I hope that helps. Yeah, you have to, the raccoon eyes, yeah, it's unacceptable. D850, this is Liza Hyder. D850, 50mm lens, ISO 200, 1250 to the second, f8. This is Liza Hyder. Liza, thanks for submitting. Seen this shot on your website. You definitely, I think that the lines you straightened, I felt like you straightened the lines, but now I'm looking at it and I'm wondering if you did. So let's start with this line here. So let's start with that line. Is that exactly parallel with there? And we'll start with this line. And is that line, that horizon line, straight? To me, that horizon line looks like it's going down a little bit. So compositionally, Liza, this is good. I'm just watching your lines. I'm just watching your lines and making sure that your lines are straight. I still feel like I want this picture to like move that way. Body language wise, like it's, again, Liza, this is okay, but the way that you're using her in this chair is not the most flattering. It can pass for a bit, but this is not, like, it's not the strongest shot in your book. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's just one of those pictures. It's okay. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. This is just like, yes. Yeah. For me, guys, I think I've glitched. Thank God we only have, that was our last photo. Yeah, guys, what do I say? Today didn't go how I'd like it to go. I usually, I don't know. I try to do my best with these shows. I truly do. It started off horrible. I should have not done it. But this compounds my life if I don't do these photo review shows when they're supposed to happen. So what I can tell you this, next show will be better on my end. What I can ask is, if you're new, do me a favor, just for my own sanity, watch a couple of my older photo review shows. Like, just go back, watch the last week, watch the next one before, watch that, watch the next one before. And like, because you'll hear mistakes that I see over and over and over and over again, like center focused. Pulling pictures from 9 months ago and be like, I'm going to submit this picture. It's like, you have my eyes. You have my 100% attention. Would you not want to shoot something new that you, based on what you've learned from watching me? So there's a lot of things that, like, I just get into the nuance and then whatever. I'm a creative and moody at times, like we all are. So yeah, today was one of those shows that if I could have just canceled it and just exploded it and never did it, I would have been happy. But again, that disappoints you guys. Then I realized, like, seeing mistake and then the next same mistake and then the next one same mistake, and then like it just, like, you know, and I'm trying to not offend you new people who are signing up and like brand new, and it's like, oh, is this guy this hard, blah blah blah. It's like, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, I am this hard usually, but I usually do it in a nicer way. Today I was a bit frustrated. So this is what you guys can do next. First of all, forgive me. Second of all, I'm going to give some photos of the week. I'll remind you, it's Tuesday. So let me tell you what next week's assignment is first, and then I'm going to look and see if there's some photos that I can give some accolades to. Next week is very important. Okay, next week's assignment, because it's Tuesday, I'm giving your assignment that I would normally give you Thursday. I'm giving it to you 2 days early. So this is the assignment for next Thursday, May 29th. Week 21 is artificial light. Okay, week 21, we are using artificial light and vertical assignments. Vertical. So your images for next week need to include a man-made light source as the primary light source. They need to be vertical. That man-made artificial light source or existing light needs to be your primary illumination. If you shoot people, shoot a subject lit by artificial light. If you shoot places, Highlight a space transformed by interior or exterior lighting. And if you shoot things, showcase a product or object with studio flash or creative artificial lighting. Lamont, welcome back, my guy. Thanks for becoming a member. Again, re-upping your membership. So this is a vertical single page vertical. Mastering artificial light expands your creative control. Stymats, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Mastering artificial light expands your creative control and your marketability. If you can light artificially, it makes your work look more expensive. Okay? And it also proves that you can deliver professional results in any environment. So I appreciate you, Michael. So know this, guys. I'm human. Sometimes I get frustrated, as we all do. And yeah, next time will be better. I hope you guys do watch some of my old shows. Know that, like, I have triggers. I'm working on it, but I have triggers. You can imagine 4 years of photo reviews. The mistakes that I see over and 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 over. Like, it becomes like I do my best, but it's hard because everybody thinks that they're a photographer. Everybody just picks up their camera and just walks around and starts taking pictures with no training. They don't buy magazines. They don't so for me, like, just the average person who's calling themselves a photographer, how much they respect the craft versus how much you had to respect the craft when I started. It's just that so I get frustrated when people don't buy magazines, and I can tell. All I need to do is look at work and say, this person reads magazines, this person looks at magazines, this person clearly doesn't. And you can see it's so dramatically. So all I'm saying, it's $5, $7, $10, go buy Vogue. Just makes such and this is the other thing. I have over 800 videos. I have thousands of hours of me talking about just this stuff, and people discover me. They've watched one video and then they just start, look at my stuff. They just start signing and sending, but they don't have the wherewithal or to look back at like what I'm doing and what I'm building and how I'm helping. Why would I want to watch you review someone else's photos? It's not relevant to me. Well, it absolutely is relevant to you, because that person, mistakes that they're making, you're making them too. So if you watch me rip someone else an asshole and see oh shit, maybe I shouldn't do that too. And again, I'm emphatic and passionate when I talk about photography, because not enough people are. And again, I scare a whole bunch of people away. People are afraid of submitting. It's like, okay, that's fine. And you're afraid. Good. That means that you're not ready for the industry. Totally good. That means like a client is like, sorry, dude, this is garbage. It's not working for me. You're going to be like, ah! You're going to just like run away crying. If a client tells you the work that you did isn't good enough, you have to do it again. Like, if you don't have a thick skin, how's the industry going to work out for you? You think they're going to just be throwing pillows at you? It's all like sunshine and lollipops. Shit is hard. Me telling you what's good and what's wrong with your work is a gift. Not having that is a problem. Not having somebody guide you. I have 4 coaches, literally 4 coaches. And I have a team of people who keep me together. Like literally a team of people, because believe me, man, like what I'm trying to do is really hard. I'm trying to teach people to be better photographers over the internet. Like it's difficult. And I also don't know how much you care. I don't know if you care as much as me. Most of the time, I care more about your success than you do. Most of the time. So, 12Y, thank you. You said, I needed your kick in the ass. Please don't change. I know your critiques come from your heart and that you really care about bringing out our best. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for saying that. 12Y Films and giving me $20. I appreciate that. Again, the thing that I want to keep coming back to is not a gatekeeper. I'm not your boss. I'm just your competition. That's it. I'm just another photographer, just like you. I'm not even a fucking YouTuber. Like the more like, I think it's sinking in with you. Like today, I'm not even a fucking YouTuber. I'm doing this as a courtesy. I'm doing this as a service to help the next generation. But I get frustrated. Yeah, I do. I get frustrated when people don't care as much as I do. Because I care an insane amount. But believe me, don't think that it doesn't get me. Like, being this kind of a personality affects all aspects of my life. Being this kind of a personality, like being this obsessive, being this detail oriented, it affects every aspect of my life. Don't think that it doesn't affect my relationships and affect everything. Like, it is a problem how much I notice. It's a problem. So, bear with me. But again, for the people who hang out with me and use that to benefit them, they quickly become pro photographers. So use me for that. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Photos of the week. Photos of the week. Let this outro play while I look. Let this outro play while I look at photos of the week, because there are some.
This live stream was brought to you by Pixpa, the best website builder for photographers and creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Carty Method. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month to show your support for our content, and we'll reward you. You get members-only content every month, and Carty has the best emojis on YouTube, and you'll get that crown badge next to your name. If you're building your photography business, make sure you join Portfolio Lab. How ready are you to be a pro? Take the Carty Method Pro Photographer's Readiness Scorecard. You'll always find helpful links in the show notes. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert. Even if the content you're sharing isn't yours, be a curator and share this content with your network. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
There definitely is some photos that deserve some attention here. So what we are going to do is quickly shift to photos of the week. And I am going to give some love because some people did really kill it this week. We are starting with your first. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney, photo of the week, buddy. Congratulations. Just bump the exposure for me a little bit, and this is a yes. Courtney Turner. Very well done. Next photo of the week. This photographer really impressed me this week. Ladies and gentlemen, your next photo of the week goes to Kevin Curtis. Kevin, this is yes. Kevin, yes. Photo of the week, my guy. Very well done. That is Kevin Curtis. This photographer I want to give a little bit of attention to because I see something here. I see something here in this shooter. A couple of small little tweaks and a little bit of Carty yelling in your ear. You'll be fine. This is Bernadette Kellerman. Bernadette, well done. We're giving you a photo of the week on this one. When I saw this cropped the way that I would crop it, it really is like, I can't wait to help you see the matrix. You are so close. It's Bernadette. Well done, Bernadette. Next photo of the week. And again, images that are like right there, ready to go straight into a book. This is Mr. Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel, it's a yes. Pulling that one thing out for me as mentioned, but that's a yes. Daniel Van Cleef. And for me, that is, and again, I will say this last image, Miss Liza Hyder. Yes. Guys, those are my favorite photos from today. I like when there's more photos than I can even pick because you guys all murdered it. Tuesdays are hard because I'm not giving you parameters. I'm just telling you to send me something that you think should be in your book. Because there's no parameters, everything is open. But because everything is open, I get a lot of underwhelming work and work that frustrates me on Tuesdays. So I want you guys to reach harder. Thursday's another show. See you guys on Thursday. Thanks for watching.
This live stream was brought to you by Pixpa, the best website builder for
You guys heard this
photographers and
already.
creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Carty Method.